Good morning, everybody. Welcome to On Point. This is Pastor Nick. Bishop Evans will be in very soon. We're so glad you joined us this morning. Please do us a favor and share this if you can. Tag somebody, get somebody on as we discuss great topics around politics, culture, faith, relationships. Honestly, whatever comes up at the time, that's what we discuss. But we're so glad that you have joined us for On Point this morning with Bishop Evans and myself, Pastor Nick. You can comment in the comment section on Facebook and on YouTube. We are checking out the comments, so please shout us out and leave your comments there on Facebook or on YouTube. But again, please do us a favor and share this if you can. Let somebody know that we're on. It's a beautiful day outside. A little chilly this morning, but it's going to warm up this afternoon. And we're so grateful for God for giving us another day. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice. We will be glad in it. Give us a call at 866-743-8267. Again, 866-743-8267. Give us a call. Calls from all over. Let us know what's going on in your area. Keep us posted about what's going on election-wise. We're encouraging everybody. Please go out and vote. If you can early vote, please do so. Also, we're just trusting God that He's going to do tremendous things for us today on Point. But again, get out and vote. If you can early vote, do that if you can. Check your voter status also to make sure you are good to go. As it relates to voting, we know that some places have purged their rolls. You want to make sure that you are there. So, again, 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. Give us a call. It's particularly interesting, as you know, Bishop's coming in soon, that oftentimes I believe that the people that believe in redemption, preach redemption and salvation, forget that those who are saved need that also. People who love the Lord, have the Holy Ghost, make mistakes, and need that redeeming love also. The redemptive plan is not just for those who are unbelievers, become unbelievers, but also for those of us who are believers and need to continue for God to rescue us, to help us, to save us. And that God is available, that God is here for you to help you out of what you're dealing with. But we're just praying for you all. If you have prayer requests, send them to prayer at gotobethany.com. We would love to pray for you. You can send in information there. We're going to have a great church tomorrow in the morning, and then at 5 o'clock, we're going to the Heart of God Family Worship Center, where Bishop Michael Anthony is a pastor. Bishop will be preaching in the afternoon at 5 o'clock at the Heart of God Family Worship Center. So, again, give us a call, 866-743-8267, 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call. We're checking out online and all that good stuff.
You started early today?
What's happening? 9 o'clock. We've been starting 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was 9:04.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? Oh, I'm sitting in
cool.
the back. I got a few more minutes.
Try to do some stuff for you. I understand.
Wow.
I understand.
How you doing this morning?
I'm okay. How you feeling?
Good. All right, man.
Yeah.
Tired.
Yes.
But,
Yes. Here. Do what we got to do.
Albertina Walker said, "I'm still here."
Yes, sir. Right. By the grace of God.
By the grace of God.
Right.
Mostly we got the black memo this morning.
Yes, I felt like we're in black today. Yes. Just.
People think we talk,
I
man.
know we don't. We just get dressed and come to church.
I guess we've been coming to church this long together. Sometimes we vibe the same way.
Yeah. Yeah. True. That's true. That's true.
I'm like, man, this guy got black on today. I thought I was doing
black.
something.
We go plaid to be this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it has been an incredible week in the world of politics.
Yeah.
I had the displeasure of listening to a young man on Fox.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to be a business analyst. And he was spewing a lot of I don't know why we call lies disinformation. A lot of lies about what we were not achieving. And some of it was just ridiculous, but I realized he's in a context on Fox where he has to say certain things to get his paycheck, but the disservice, I don't get where, what am I trying to say? I don't understand why I can't use that word. Why there seems to be such a lack of the pursuit of correct information in the time that we live.
Yeah. The more information we have available at this time, we have information available to us that other generations never had. You can go to Google,
Most
the
in
books we
history.
have. But with the more information we have, the less wisdom we have.
Okay.
And we're going towards our confirmation bias.
Okay.
And only objectively reading people that we agree with, and we can't read people we don't agree with objectively.
Okay.
It's looking to make a counterpoint rather than we have a
So
disagreement, but let me see your view of it.
we listen to respond rather than to learn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not, let me challenge my viewpoint by reading somebody that has a different viewpoint.
So what's going on, biblically? So I'm searching for something to confirm my offense. That's amazing to me.
It is.
But in our church experience, there are a lot of people that come to church that come looking for something to confirm or affirm an offense that happened in another place.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. The trick of the devil.
Which I find to be amazing.
Yeah.
So I come in, I left a place offended, and I'm coming looking for that to give me another reason to be offended. And maybe that's because offense feels so, offense mimics strength.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Love to play the victim while touting strength at the same time.
Which you can't do.
Yeah.
So I know you and I've had this conversation over the years, but I've never, and I'm hoping you can explain it to me, I've never understood the concept of church hurt. Can you explain that to me?
To me, it's people hurt. Because wherever you're around people, whether you're church, you're at work, I think naively we come to church and think that it won't happen here. But when there's flawed people, when there's people anywhere, it's going to happen. And usually, the ones that I know tout church hurt never talk about how they hurt other people.
Oh, well,
it's never never the
never the reverse. They're because that's what seems to be consistent in my interaction with people. I got hurt at church. And I often try to bring the distinction so you're unhurt everywhere else. And it's like the little kid that throws a hit, runs home and tells mommy so-and-so hit me, but never said they started to fight.
Right, yep.
So a lot of times when church hurt is talked about, we're talking about people that are offensive in what they do and perhaps are intolerant of people behaving just like they do.
Yeah. We might as well step into the weeds.
Okay, go ahead.
Brought it up. I think part of the fault of this viewpoint in some circles is from the pulpit. And from music. Because there was a season where everybody was the enemy. Church hurt this, church hurt that, church people, and people were shouting about it. And it was ongoing for a season.
Years.
You know, for and it did not reinforce a victorious mindset or a understanding of, again, where you're around people.
People make mistakes.
Make
mistakes.
But if one person makes a mistake and you're in a room with 100 people, don't blame the 99 for what the one person did.
But I think in our experience, I've seen people come to the church troubled from other places. And the first interaction I have with them is what they don't like.
Yep.
And I often say, after I talk to them a minute, and a lot of people come from very troubled places.
Yeah.
I mean, publicly troubled.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm listening to them. I'm like, so are you looking for a reason to leave?
Right.
And then I asked the $99,000 question. If it was so good where you left, why did you leave?
Exactly. Yep.
If you came looking to be offended by the same thing, it's something as stupid as seats or you're not recognizing my call. Well, you just got here. I don't know what your call is, and we want you to be a good member first before you can start serving. Not coming in to try to make up or get some justice for a platform you didn't have in your previous ministry. So a lot of people are wounded. And instead of looking for the bomb, they look for something that relates. Maybe that's the only way they can relate.
Certain people, yeah. It's normal to them.
It's through the wounds.
It's normal to them.
That's unfortunate.
It is.
Because I'm clear that Christians, bona fide Christians with the Holy Ghost and the Word of God, stay wounded because they want to.
You can't get help for this stuff.
Oh yeah, man.
But something I said a couple Sundays ago. I've never met a person who had trust issues that stopped getting in relationships.
They keep getting them.
They keep getting into them, but they keep getting in relationships to confirm that nobody can be trusted.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all, when are we gonna get to the place? It can't be everybody else.
No.
You gotta start blaming your choices. I heard,
Been saying that for years.
yeah.
Man.
Some people in a relationship think, well, these people come in a relationship, they break you down, they do this to you and make you this. But you keep choosing these people that keep doing this to you.
Yeah, they got a flavor that's sweet but poison.
Yes.
And it amazes me how people that are not good at being social, extend or project that inability on other people. They fail continually because perhaps the way they respond to people is in a way that does not cultivate, friendship. But they always blame the person that they've offended for not. I said it like this the other day to a group of preachers. I said it's stupid to walk up and slap somebody in the face and expect a kiss in return.
Yes.
It's just dumb. But people do that.
They do all the time.
I need you to ignore the fact that I'm just the biggest butt in the world and treat me like I'm just a great person.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. But then these people don't understand that.
Yeah, they don't.
And some of it's because their families have
And let
cultivated
them get away with it.
that kind of stuff for
Yes.
years. And it's usually the family dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
That they just shake their head and walk away, or that's just how he or she is.
Yeah.
And that does not help you grow.
Not at all. I had somebody tell me, I treat people bad that I love. I said, stop loving me. Right? Like, stop. Because that's not the type of love.
Look.
You used to that and other people around you, but not,
I remember when we got to church, and some of the officials came to meet with me shortly after I had taken over. I never forget it. It was in the daytime. They came when no one else was around. So I'm there by myself. So, of course, that corner I was in at the beginning, which became the sound room, it was too small for anybody more than two people. So we had to go out into the sanctuary and sit in the pews. And they were, talking about the stuff that they had done for my predecessor. And I looked them in the face. I said, I need you all to do me a favor. They said, what? Don't love me like that.
Right. Yeah.
They were talking about a guy that they forced out, forced into bad health. I mean, they were a menace to this man.
I can only love you on my terms if I can control you.
Yep.
And if you can put up with my mess, then you love me.
Yeah.
But won't accept that same treatment from somebody else.
Well, of course not. They're easily offended. I remember counseling a person, and they literally would say negative things. And if you did not respond in a positive way, which was, number one, is kind of maniacal,
I know.
because I'm throwing something out that I know is negative.
Yep.
but I'm anticipating that you're going to overcome that
Yeah.
and respond in a positive way. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
you're talking like you don't care.
Right.
So why are you surprised when they're treating you like you
Yeah.
don't care?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a thing out here, man.
Yeah.
But I don't know how it got cultivated. I actually think that this whole my truth and don't judge me and all that, I actually think that borders on narcissism.
It is.
Okay.
It does. It is.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
And narcissism doesn't care about people.
No.
There was a video going around where this woman was talking about how Trump, she said, yes, he may be a narcissist, but he cares for us.
That's impossible.
And the black guy was like, I've never met a narcissist that really cares for people.
No, they don't.
They only care about you as long as they can get what they want from you.
It's transactional all the way.
Yeah.
You're as good. It's more biblically. It can't be agape.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even phileo.
Yeah.
It's got to be eros.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm in it for what I can get out of you.
Yep. Full on.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's true.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. Our lines are beginning to light up. 866-74-EVANS. Robin from Bear, Delaware is on. We've got another line lit. We've got 2 or 3 lines that are open. We want to talk to you today. In the meantime, as our phones are becoming more busy, what concept, Pastor Nick? And I've listened to the reports, and I've seen this section of Project 2025. Why would you want to cut the Department of Education and defund schools, especially schools that you don't agree with? What are you going to cut them to?
Yeah.
Which ones deserve to be cut?
Yep. That's the whole thing. And the Fox News guy specifically said, what about schools that teach that slaves and slavery helped build America to what it is?
Mm-hmm.
And Trump straight up said, we will defund those schools. So let's completely erase.
He said it?
He said it. He said it.
So HBCUs are on the table.
Mm-hmm. And there was a black guy from Fox sitting on the couch too the whole time. Didn't say a word when Trump said that.
Well, he wanted to keep his job.
Oh, of course.
I think that having been the chair of what is supposed to be arguably and is the oldest minority educational institution in the country, Lincoln University, I watched the disparity of how state funds are distributed. I watched it. And what really blew my mind away was that the politicians that we had on the board at the time, African American, were powerless to prevent the school from losing a disproportionate amount of funding compared to other majority schools. So, if they're only giving you $75 million and they take away 35, that's a major hit for a university. If I'm getting $290 million and you take away 35, I can handle that.
You can work a little.
I can work with that.
And you got endowments and people that can come in and raise some money.
We watched them do that. And the politicians, they screamed, and I told them, I said, your volume did not put the money back on the table.
Yep.
They didn't like the response, but it was true.
Yeah.
I saw the disparity, and we're talking 15 years ago, 12 years ago, that I watched it happen in real time. And they allowed us to come to the Capitol and do our presentations, and this is why we need this money.
Yeah.
They took it off the table like it was nothing.
I believe
And this Project 2025 wasn't on the table.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. And they want to, that started in Florida,
Okay.
all the book banning, they want to reshape America's narrative. That's why certain parts of Texas, instead of saying slaves, called them servants and interns.
Interns.
Yeah, interns. And, they want to rework this. But my thing is like this. If you're white in America and your ancestors did something 200 years ago, you presently aren't guilty of
That's right.
what they did.
That's right.
So don't look at it like it's an offense against you.
Well, they don't want to be reminded.
It just,
Their great grandma.
yeah.
probably was a part of that thing.
Yeah, but my people in my family did some bad stuff, but I ain't.
Do you think that that's part of the anti-slavery never existed among black people? You think that's there's a black movement, especially among men, where they're saying, we don't want to talk about slavery. There was none.
Yeah, look, we want to see other things. You better let them keep talking about slavery because they're going to change your net. They're going to change it.
I don't get it, man. So you're going to cut the Department of Education, defund schools that teach anything related to the historic fact of slavery in the class. Well, my angst really started peaking when I saw us banning books. It has vestiges of Nazi Germany, oppressive dictatorships around the world historically and presently. One of the guys that former President Trump admires, they actually control, is it Korea or China, the style of haircut you can have.
I think Korea, yeah.
Now, mind you, the president of that country, his haircut doesn't conform to the standards. He gets his cut anyway once. No. But all the people have to have theirs cut a certain way.
It's like Hitler with the blue eye, blonde hair thing.
Yeah.
And he had not near blue eye.
Nowhere near.
Near blonde hair.
Nowhere near.
But people went along with it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
The nature of people.
Yeah.
With a desire to, quote unquote, be restored to the top again.
Yep. And I say, the Bible's true. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. He's talking about principalities and powers. This deception, this misinformation, this lying is full of the devil.
Absolutely.
Because if it appeals to your fears and you start responding because you're scared, that's not God leading you.
That's not God leading you. No.
That's Satan leading you from a negative place of insecurity.
Absolutely. Exploiting.
Yes.
Exploiting the offense or the negative that already exists, the fear that's already there.
Yes.
And that's what I hear in this presidential campaign that we got going on now, is a distinct veering away from issues over to this is how you feel. And even if you don't feel that way, you should.
Yep. But you said it earlier, how they feel. To begin a discussion, those feelings are so dominant, it colors everything.
Absolutely. It forms a bias.
Yeah.
866-743-8267. We've got one from Delaware. We've got two from Florida. Let's go to the phones. Line 1. Hey, Robin. Good morning. How are you? Welcome to On Point.
Good morning, Bishop. Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely.
Hi.
We're so nice and formal this morning. I figured I'd start out with some structure.
Before it falls off the rails, right?
Before we go flying off the track right here.
Don't make me laugh. Good morning, Pastor Nick.
Good morning.
First, I want to say to you, Pastor Nick, when Bishop wasn't there and you did the Sunday message and communion, I just wanted to commend you because you had everybody standing up. I'm just so proud to have you as an executive pastor. You were so on point. I just want to let you know that how much I love you. And
I still got to look at it. I heard it was off the chain, man. I heard
it was.
I heard you were doing the thing.
A little something.
Yeah, he was.
I feel almost like how you say you kind of feel like you're in a groove. I feel like I'm in a groove.
Yes, sir.
Can't explain it. It just
all I know is a flow.
Right.
I don't want to get out.
Right.
Of
Who
it.
you telling? I don't want to mess it up.
It's just coming, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
It just. I don't know. Just.
Oh.
I know.
After,
Bishop, I can't leave you out. Bible study.
Yeah.
I think I watched it 2 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are just your humor, but the teaching that you're giving us is like it just keeps reminding me of Proverbs 3:5-6. That's my favorite scripture. But I just want to say, thank God for you as always.
Wow.
And I love you with all my heart.
We're trying to be the dynamic duo.
Yeah. Those stories are working too.
Are they working?
The stories are. You telling a lot more stories now.
Yeah.
And it makes sense.
Relate to them.
They relate to them. They remember the stories. Yeah. Yeah.
You are. But I just have one question. How?
One?
Yes, just one
Okay.
today.
Okay. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, right? How in the world was Trump even able to run after he tried to cheat, asking for those votes to be found in Georgia, what he needed?
I think, Robin, to be as balanced as we can be, as we try to be, every time we get on this program, it clearly showed a disparity in the way the law is applied to people. It also showed a disparity in how people apply right and wrong. If any other politician had called the governor and basically said, I need you guys to create 11,000 votes for me, they'd have lost all credibility, probably been arrested. But what's amazing is that people hear that and basically are discounting. Here's my new word for this campaign. We have one candidate that appears to be speaking truth, and their surrogates can relate those truths. We have another candidate whose surrogates have to distill everything he says to make it palatable to everyone else. And it started a long time ago. Alternate facts. I mean, just the stuff that we as the American people seem to be able to filter to make it sound and make it mean what we want it to mean, or just to be able to say, I'm voting this way, I'm voting that way. It seems to be overwhelming now.
They're making the excuse up now. Well, that we just expect him to talk, but
they know better.
Well,
than that.
I know.
They know better.
He says crazy things, but before he was a baby Christian. Now he's
what?
One of those foreign leaders in the Bible, like King Cyrus, that didn't know God but would help those who know God.
Oh, they moved that away.
Yeah, they moved it a little bit.
They were saying he was Cyrus at one point.
Yeah. Now they're saying, well, he may not.
He's a different complexion of Cyrus.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's Cyrus, but he's not saved, but he's going to help Christians.
He's not.
I know. I know.
Do you think the Antichrist spirit is here already?
Always.
And it attacked Trump? Because
Always.
he made a statement, if the Latinos and the blacks vote for Kamala, that they need to have their head checked.
Well, he said that about Jews too. So it's just we are dealing with. Pastor Nick taught me this years ago, and I didn't know the Vance that wrote the book you told me about is the Vance that's vice president. That whole hillbilly elegy thing. You've got a group of people that feel pushed aside, not realizing that the guy that they're chasing doesn't care about them, but just the idea. And it's not a new idea, Robin. I think it was Lyndon Johnson that first said it publicly, that if you just make me feel like I'm superior, I'll vote for you. I'll vote for you no matter how negatively I'm impacted by your policies, what you do. Because poor people go to public school.
Yes.
Not just black kids, not just Hispanic. Poor people go to public school.
Yep.
So if you're not teaching what I like, which is, I think is totally anti-democratic, you have to have a cornucopia of subjects in order to fully educate an individual. You can't just study what I want you to study. Okay.
I agree with you.
That's just, and
watch this, Robin. And we have the Bible as a stellar example of that mindset. God does not just show us the good side of his people, of his church. He doesn't hide the warts at all. Okay.
That's the truth that he showed me. So, but I'm gonna leave this with you, Pastor Nick. What do you think about they talking about getting rid of Nick for the Eagles, the coach?
We'll see what happens in the season. As time goes on.
If he wins, he'll be all right.
Yeah, if he wins, he'll be all right. If he don't, they're gonna have a problem.
But they've made some really crazy. I've seen them fire some winning coaches here lately.
Yeah, well,
what's that all about?
Who the
Yeah, I mean all over sports. Guy winning sometimes is not enough for certain people. Sometimes it boils down to whether the owner likes you or not.
Yeah, it's relationships. Yeah,
But
and some
Well,
have
that's
that.
all I have this morning, gentlemen.
I don't believe it. All right. All right,
Thank
Rob.
you, Bishop Pastor Nick. I see y'all tomorrow.
you.
Y'all
All
have
right.
a blessed, safe day.
Bye-bye
Love you
now.
guys.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
866-743-8267, 873-826-7866, for Evans. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. Live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Won't you like us right now? Won't you share us right now? Won't you subscribe to us? Please hit that notification button. Now, that's not going to cost you anything, but it will help us.
Yep.
All right? Like us, share us, subscribe to us, hit that notification button. Please help us out. We appreciate it.
Yep.
So let's go to Tom on line 6. Good morning, Tom. How you doing?
Tom.
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing, Pastor Nick?
Hey, Tom.
How's the recovery?
Eyewitness-
How's the recovery going in Florida?
Pretty good, but let me start off with eyewitness news from Florida. Bishop,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's a commercial running down here.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard about this. A young lady had a brain tumor.
Okay.
She wanted to get an abortion. She had to go out of the state because it was told by her doctor she would pass away.
Okay.
They're running this commercial. The governor told the news stations down here, you people will be held responsible and will go to jail if you keep running this commercial.
What?
Yeah, you heard me. A judge came out yesterday and told the governor to cease and desist. It's a First Amendment right. It's going to hit national news with this guy. He told that they could not run this political ad against proclamation for whatever down here in Florida they're voting against the abortion bill.
Mm-hmm.
This commercial is in favor of going back to the old way of doing things.
Okay.
And he actually has threatened the news stations. Whoever owns these stations and actually does this will go to jail. Like I said, yesterday, federal judge came out, can't do it, it's First Amendment rights, but that's how nutty this governor is.
Those words actually came out of his mouth?
It's big news down here. Not just words. He actually had his head of the health department. This is all written down, sent out letters to these news stations that you owners or people who broadcast will be arrested.
You know what? If I never, ever thought it before, I think Florida's in serious play.
Bishop, I'm telling you, the ad, it's a great ad I see running. I look at my friends and we laugh. They have this snake crawling with, can't think of the Republican's name, the Rick Scott's face on it.
Yeah. What's your
And
governor's
it's
name?
honest.
DeSantis.
He's Don DeSantis.
DeSantis.
But this guy used to be governor before Ron. Now he's a senator. And something he did, he was the guy who wrote the bill to stop Social Security and Medicare. Well, as this snake is scribbling through, he goes, do you really want to vote for a guy who's wrote the bill for getting rid of Medicare and Social Security? And also, before he became governor, the insurance company he worked for, he almost put out of business. But there's some really great ads. In the last election, at least in South Florida, was a Democratic wave of people winning 2 years ago. So
What I don't understand is this. Some of the stuff that they're opposing, all of it, really, especially this commercial thing, just indicates to me that they're convinced they're losing. Is the race that tight in Florida, Tom, or what's?
I believe it's neck and neck.
But like this, Tom, how do you? Now, Florida is famous for its senior population. How do you try to eliminate programs that benefit virtually every senior citizen and still maintain your office. How's that working, Florida?
I think it's working against them right now because nobody's actually. The part I got upset with when Hillary was running, nobody went after that. Nobody went after the Spanish vote, and they didn't go after the elderly vote.
I had the same
They are
conversation
now-
with them here. I had the same conversation with Mrs. Clinton's party and her here.
Yeah, but now somebody must have said something because every ad is not close. It's right on point when it comes to you're getting rid of Social Security, you're getting rid of this, you're doing that, and they really are focusing. It just seems to be like people are a lot more focused right now than have been in the two last big rounds of voting.
It just amazes me. I'm watching my Republican friends twist themselves into knots because of the oscillating points of view. You know, we're against abortion, now we're for it, we're this, we're that, and they're twisting themselves in knots, trying to find somewhere to stand on these issues. And I've got a lot of Republican friends, and they're having a hard time. It's almost, and we've joked about this with my Republican friends. You know, I'm like, you guys are giving I've known you guys for a long time. You're giving me the impression that somewhere in the last few years you've lost your intelligence. Because the stuff we're talking about, you would have been diametrically opposed to. What happened? And they can't answer me.
They're changing the goalpost, whatever it is.
Moving the goalpost.
Moving the goalpost.
Yeah.
In order to to win. Their thing is, well, these are important. These we can flex with now, as long as we get what we want.
Let me ask you a question, Pastor.
Which is
Tom, get your opinion on this. I don't think, as it relates to politics, I'm not talking faith right now, as it relates to politics, I don't think there are certain segments of the country that can afford to be one-issue voters.
Yep.
I agree.
Totally agree.
Okay.
Totally agree.
Okay.
But they don't see that.
They don't see it.
They don't see it. Because to them, they're raised on no abortion, gay rights things, and those two. Never mind everything else.
But what happens when the rest of the plane lands?
Right.
You know, the back wheels touch down first, but the rest of the plane does land.
It's going to hit, yeah.
Yeah. What happens when the rest of the plane lands, and it's well, I didn't think they were going to do this. No, you wouldn't allow yourself to think about what they've been done in the past and what they've said they're going to do in the future.
Yeah.
And to me, waiting 4 years for a change is a long time.
It's a long time.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Bishop, real quick, I wrote this down because this is some of the things that were said.
Yeah.
And his order is to stop airing TV ads because it's false and dangerous. Cease immediately, or you will be held responsible.
Wow.
Now, the judge's response. Now, I'm only reading the last sentence.
Okay.
Because it's a couple pages. This is the First Amendment right. Are you stupid? I had that. As stupid is in parentheses.
The judge wrote that?
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
He's a chief justice there, but it was like in parentheses. I'm like, no, he didn't write that. But yeah, it was there.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Bishop,
Yeah,
you
man.
said something else. Let me get off. You were talking about the haircuts.
Yeah.
How extreme.
Mm-hmm.
That's the least of that. That's Kim Jong-un.
Yes.
He's in North Korea.
Yeah.
You got to dress a certain way.
Yes.
And you're responsible. If your father took off in like jump country, you're going to your wife, your kids, you're all going to jail.
Well, get this. Unlike our former president, who sells his picture, in North Korea, there must be a picture of their president in every home.
Yeah.
And if they visit your home and one's not in there, you can go to jail.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And I got to leave you with this.
Tell you, boy.
You know those Bibles that Trump was coding.
Yeah.
Made in
You
China.
know where they were made?
Made in China.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I just want everybody to know that.
Probably cost them 50 cents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. $100,000 watches, gold sneakers,
Mm-hmm.
you know, bling.
Yep.
Is that an attempt to appeal to a certain market?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, the guy from the head of NBC apologized for The Apprentice because he said he made a mistake upping Trump's lifestyle to make it look bigger than what it was.
Okay.
So that gave Trump that whole aura of,
Oh, he's this billionaire guy.
yeah, I'm got all this, not knowing that the show actually helped. I mean, he had money before, not
Yeah,
saying that,
yeah.
but the show helped amplify and
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
bigger than what.
Enhanced it.
So then all the hip hop stars and everybody else thinking Trump is this successfully wealthy guy, not your father left him all this money.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
And it's
know.
bankrupt 7 times.
Yes.
6 or 7 times.
Yep.
All right, Tom. Unbelievable stuff, man. Keep us posted on Florida, boy. I think what you're telling me today means they're actually afraid of losing, which means the competition may be a lot hotter than they're allowing you all to experience. Folk are starting to care about the things that impact their lives every day. It's no longer enough just to vote for somebody because I'm going to feel better about whoever I am.
Yeah, you can only step over the line so many times.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you, man.
Hey, take care.
Talk to you. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. Did you see that TD Bank
Yep.
has to pay $3 billion because they were laundering supposedly cartel money?
Yep.
And they settled, which means they didn't want a decision.
No, nobody prosecuted. Nobody goes to jail. We didn't know what was happening. It just
That money got good to
there
them.
was some rogue, you know.
Now, is TD, what, East Coast, New Jersey? Where's
They're mainly, I think they're company owners out of Canada, so they're mainly northeast here, mainly.
Okay, because there's a lot of traffic that goes to Canada.
Yes.
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 The kind of traffic I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, that's a place where a couple organizations do rule drug empires.
Yes.
And they distribute here.
Yes.
So TD.
And when I read it, I remember what you said. If you got money, you don't have a legal issue.
That's right.
Because this thing, let's just pay the
Would've
money.
destroyed anybody else.
Yep. They put a cap on their growth. They'll settle. They'll go through their process, and they'll be fine after this. They'll probably make that $3 billion back in what, like,
That's a rounding error.
like a couple months, and
It's a rounding error.
yeah, you know what I mean.
5 versus 4.
Yeah, right. They're gonna do a little bit and just work it out.
Oh man. Let's go to Danny. Hey Danny,
Bishop, Pastor Nick, how y'all doing? Staff, how's everyone doing?
how you doing?
Hi.
Oh, I'm doing great.
Hold on a second. I don't want to lose you now. Hold on a second. Don't go anywhere. Hold on. And get rid of this other stuff.
He's 4. Yeah.
Oops. Dan.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, man.
Okay, I before I get started, I just
I'm
have
proud
to
of
ask a
myself.
question.
I'm proud of myself,
got it
man.
going,
I just took care of a tech problem.
Right.
All right, go ahead, man.
Yeah, what is it that you and Pastor Nick have on today? I'm looking at your attire.
Totally coincidental.
Yes. Oh, he's talking about because you got a sweater on. I got my jacket on. It's starting to cool up a little bit. It's starting to cool up a little bit. Yeah.
Oh,
He's starting to.
It's in the 40s today.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But we're supposed to get back up to the 70s next week.
Oh, okay. We got down to the 70s. I was able to turn the air conditioner off for a minute. So,
Well, we'll take the cold. You take the water that you're getting down there.
There you go.
So, but back, I just want to reinforce some things that I was saying to you before.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that you were believing me when I was telling you that Florida can be taken. All they need is just a little attention.
Okay.
Just show that you care. And especially South Florida, you can take it. The whole state can be taken. Now, if you notice that, all of a sudden, the governor has turned into Houdini. He only comes out at certain times.
Really?
Yes. And the thing about it now, if you're on a sinking ship, if you're on the Titanic, you're sinking, and somebody comes by with a lifeboat, say, get in, and you say, I don't want your help. All right? You don't have the right lifeboat. I'm not getting in.
Okay.
Okay? And you drown. It's your fault.
Right.
Now, I don't understand. The president comes to the state. Kamala comes to the state. You ignore them. You insult them. These people can help you.
Right.
All right? You have debris. You have garbage that are littering the streets. You can't get rid of it. But then when you want to do a photo op, you have them to pile the garbage up in an intersection so that you can be photographed or recorded doing a newscast like you care. Come on now.
It's all theater, man.
Right. They don't want them to get. They're offering you help. They're giving you a helping hand. Okay. If anything, they might be able to send you some trucks to haul that away. Now, if you on point and you know what's going on, you would have the land and everything ready or prepared for hurricane season in case there's a disaster to put the trash away.
Okay.
All right? You would have that in place. You would have your sewage lines cleaned out and what have you. None of that is done. You would have the roads already prepped. You would have your senior citizens knowing where to go.
Right.
Okay? Because it's gonna happen. And I think you were on your trip to Africa when I asked Pastor Nick to pray for us here in South Florida, because I know eventually we're going to get one.
Sure.
Eventually it's going to happen.
Sure.
So I have to stay ready. I have to be on the ready. Okay? And you have to prep for it, because if you don't do it, you're going to get caught in the middle.
Sure.
And the scary thing is that, and then it's the last thing I have to say. Tom is not kidding you. He's telling you the truth. It's what I've been saying all the time. That's why the news media is so scary, because what these people do, they go against the Constitution of the United States,
right,
telling you what to say, what to report, what you can't do. And they're scary about it.
Okay.
We used to have down certain news stations down here. At the end of the news broadcast, they would give you a news editorial where they would comment on certain subjects that's going on. But they stopped doing that. Why? Because there was fear. Because of what happens if you speak on something, then we don't like it. You could be right, absolutely right. But if we don't like it, you're in trouble.
I just think we're in a situation now, especially at our national politics, is that the only legal, properly held process is if you win. That's incredible to me. You know, it's legitimate if I win. It's illegitimate if I don't. That makes no sense.
Yep.
And you've got people buying into this crap.
And my problem is intelligent people.
Yes.
I'm like, you are too smart for this.
Because it's driven by something else, man.
Yeah, something else. Yeah, it's true.
It's driven by something else.
It goes back to something that Bishop told us years ago, wherein that I think he went to a gym or somewhere, and one of his friends asked him, you know, how do you feel now?
Yeah.
You know, as long as they're on top, you know, somebody could be stepping on them, but as long as the right person, you know, they don't care. It's obvious.
But we thought the former president was just out of his mind when he came down the escalator and said, I could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue.
Right.
And my supporters would still support me. That was
right.
It was such insight
Right.
into the psyche of a part of our country that, you know, I thought it was ridiculous when he said it.
Yeah.
Because it sounds ridiculous to thinking people. But he's tapped into the feeling of people.
Yep.
Which pushes judgment right off the cliff, man.
And most narcissists are great at tapping into people's weaknesses.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, it's demonic. Some people, they have a way of sensing that thing in people. What's his name? Scaramucci?
Scaramucci, yeah. Yeah,
said that, yeah.
he said his need for recognition was so strong,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and we likened it biblically to, you know, some people would like to think that the apostles, when they walked into town with Jesus, that they weren't lifted by the association.
Right.
But of course they were.
They argued over who's
You
the
know,
greatest and all that.
we
yeah.
with him. We arguing over who's the greatest. Yeah, we with this guy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know where we're from? We're from the hood, but now
Yeah.
we're walking with this guy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
I know.
I am just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But
Okay, I just like to say that what was said a little bit earlier. You are the dynamic duo, and I like the way that you work together.
Absolutely.
You know, and that is just great. That's
absolutely,
great.
absolutely. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah, appreciate you.
How's my sister doing?
Blessed and highly favored.
I have to get her on the phone and see if this
Right.
testimony is consistent there, because as I don't know how many years we've known each other, but that testimony has never changed.
Right.
She's blessed and highly favored. Okay, tell her I said hi, man.
Okay, we'll do, Bishop.
Talk to you.
See you, Danny.
Bye
All
bye.
right. Good day.
866-743-8267. We've got about 7 minutes, maybe, before we have to close out the program. We'd love to talk to you. This is On Point, #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. Why don't you like us, please? Do us a favor, subscribe to us, hit that notification button, and share. Not just while we're on, but share with your friends.
Yeah.
This contextual, properly contextualized conversation. Where we juxtapose faith and reality together, which we believe are the same, and talk to you about things that matter to us, but always from a biblical perspective. I see they put some folk in jail for conspiracy at the county clerk level, which is good. How? I'm being redundant. With the number of chicanery-like incidences that are going on with election boards around the country, does that indicate to you that the Republicans are confident, or that they feel as though if we don't do all this moving stuff around, we're not going
They're
to
not
win?
going to win. I think they're convinced they're not going to win the popular vote.
Okay.
Let's work on the states we need to win that electoral college.
Yeah, but they're also doing
They're trying to.
the electoral college states, because I think they think they're not going to win there.
Yeah. So they're working stuff out to
Yeah.
where the line is real.
But here's the thing.
You know.
They want these people to do these illegal things. They know these folk are going to go to jail.
And the people going to jail are like, well, either it's worth it or whatever. I'm like, are y'all serious?
There's still people in jail right now that are waiting for our former president to get him out of jail. He didn't get him out when he was in office.
I know, right? Wasn't there some lady who refused to go or went to jail? She got, I think, in the beginning of his presidency. Something happened. I remember you talking about it. I can't remember who she was. Either she decided to do the right thing so she wouldn't go. I can't remember. But anyway, but people are they're that bought in.
But they're not going to care about him.
Yeah.
But that Scaramouche thing, just having his attention,
Yeah.
seems to be a lot of glory for people.
Yep.
And I don't get this. When President Obama was in office, if he did something that I disagree with, I didn't have a problem saying, okay, I don't like that, but I support this guy.
Absolutely.
But they won't say that,
They won't say it.
because the outrageous degree of the egregious things that he does, you would look even more insane saying,
Yeah.
I support that.
Yep.
Why can't you split it? Why can't you
Split
say,
it, yeah.
I don't like what he said, but I'm still with him?
Yeah. Because I believe in these Republican policies.
What's
so I'm gonna
wrong?
Go with that.
Yeah, but we don't know what their policies are now.
Yeah. I know.
Their policies are in Project 2025, and they have rightly calculated the psyche of the American people. 9 out of 10 people are not going to read that document.
Yep.
And they need to read it.
They do. And if I can keep appealing to their fears,
Yep.
their insecurities,
Because that
Hook, line, and
document is
sinker.
scary, man.
it is.
The further I get into it,
Yeah.
the more frightening it is, but the more indicative it is of the mindset of a certain segment of our country. And they're willing to write this down and get this agenda put in place.
Yeah.
And it's to the disadvantage of working people all day long.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
all day long.
And then I hear the prophets now, coming out again. If Trump loses judgment, my problem is why all the judgmental prophecies come out when a Democrat wins, but never when a Republican wins.
That's amazing.
You ever notice that? It's like it's the weirdest thing in the world. Like
because they're justifying their faith
Yeah.
at this point.
yeah,
It's discouraging
yeah,
that people are narrowing the political view of their congregations
Yep. Mm-hmm.
and proof texting
Yep.
the election
Mm-hmm.
to support things like this. The Bible says that the devil is the father of lies.
Yep.
So a person that lies continually is not being moved by the Holy Spirit.
Right, exactly. I know.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
I'm just saying.
Jesus meant it when he said, "My kingdom is not of this world."
Mm-hmm.
Y'all stop trying to put God on either side.
Mm-hmm.
Both sides, I agree with some things and completely disagree with some things from a
Absolutely.
biblical perspective.
Absolutely.
But don't put God's behind
No.
this, and this.
Just-
No.
It's like going to a baseball game, and saying God wants one side
Right.
to win rather than the other.
He ain't worried about no baseball game.
Come on, man.
Whoever wins plays the best that
Come
day.
on, man. He missed so you missed.
Right.
You strike out with 3 men on,
Yeah.
and God wanted that to happen.
Yeah. He made you strike out.
Like he's getting involved in that kind
Right,
of stuff.
right.
Come on, man.
I know.
Man, we got to get
I
out
know.
of here. Thank you for joining us today. We want you to come and worship with us tomorrow. Our virtual service is at 8 a.m. Our live service is 11 a.m. And we will be in Pottstown at the Heart of God Family Worship Center, Hanover Street
Yes, sir. Yep.
in Pottstown tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. We want everyone in that area to come and join us. We're bringing some folk with us as we always do. We look forward to seeing you as we celebrate with that ministry tomorrow. We invite you to our midweek services, our noonday and our 7 p.m. Bible/worship services, Bible study worship services. Our church anniversary is coming up on the 27th of this month. Bishop Samuel Blake's the other half of that dynamic duo from New Orleans, Louisiana. Our membership, we will sow, the general membership will sow a $1 seed for every year we've been alive. That will be 57 years. And we are looking forward to that day. If you're interested in receiving some news updates from us, text BBC News to 28950. If you want some inspiration during the week, BBC Elevate to 28950. That's BBC News to 28950, BBC Elevate to 28950. As Pastor Nick was saying at the beginning of the program, we'd love to pray with you. Send all your prayer requests to prayer@gotobethany.com. Prayer@gotobethany.com. It used to be social, but once you send it to prayer@gotobethany.com, that makes more sense cognitively.
Yep.
That thought
Yeah.
of our consciousness, prayer to prayer.
Yeah.
Amen. And subscribe to us, David G. Evans 1, BBC of NJ on YouTube. Also subscribe to DGEMS, DGEMS, and On Point, which are our podcast platforms. For Pastor Nicholas Smith, it's been our joy again. I'm Bishop David G. Evans, and remember this, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining us on Point.